Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Eternal Strands. So today's episode, we're going to be doing the Sabotage mission, which is part of the Lost City quest line. So we need to inspect the unmoving ark in the steps in Upper Devron. So we're going to go do that, guys. I have upgraded some of my stuff, so I should be a little bit more survivable. So we need to go to Riverside since that's closer to where we need to go. Ooh, someone took damage. It looks like we're in cold weather. So in between this episode and like my last main campaign episode, I went and defeated the Archdrake, which gave us the Fire Drake breath. So we have a fire spell now, which is good. And then I'll work on defeating the other bosses in due time. I just want to get some of these campaign quests out. God, my sword's even level 3. Damn. It's because he's a void person. Yeah, it hasn't really given me a tutorial on what to do, like, on these elemental types like this. Sounds like one of the bosses are around here. We're looking for the unmoving one. So I could have swore it said the steps, and that's where we basically came from, I thought. Oh no, we came out all the way from the left-hand side. That's right. Best plan probably would have went to the Bastion and then came back around here. We go to journal, inspect the unmoving ark and the steps in the Upper Devron. Yeah, so we're in the steps right now. We just need to find the unmoving one, which he should be over on this side. Or the chest down there. I'll have to go look at that later. So we got a collectible up top there. Yeah, I don't have enough stamina to get around that way. looks like I wasn't supposed to jump over this gap. The hell was that? Got ourselves a collectible over here. Meeting notice. The Smiths Guild called for an assembly to elect a new chancellor. Oh, this is my quest line. Okay.
No sign of damage, but there's something lodged in the back plate. It's a thingy.
So technical. I'll take a look later.
Get a couple resources before we head back. Jump off! I know the alt button is to drop. Sabotage.
I have asked our third friend to join us since he demonstrated such insight with the loom gates.
It was just a lucky guess.
Nonsense. The loom gate works. Enough said.
Gents, the, thingy?
Dom said you found it attached to an ark. One that was shut down.
Mm-hmm. No sign of damage, but this part came off easily.
It's safe to assume it wasn't part of the original construction then. The arks are famously durable.
Bryn, think back. How does it compare to the ark we found outside the Vale?
Exactly the same. Completely motionless. At least at first.
We should take another look at our newest friend then. Care to do the honors?
Same place? Same place. We have multiple devices. How worried are we?
Mild concern at the moment. Time will tell, though. Lady, gentlemen, I think we can confidently assert conspiracy.
2 devices does start a pattern.
And a pattern that must predate the Surge, since we found a device that was outside the Vale.
True. That gives us a what and a when, but leaves a whom, a how, and a why.
And how many arcs have been affected?
It does follow that if we found 2, there could be more.
I'll keep an eye out for tampered arcs.
Some may have restarted on their own. Like the one we followed through the Vale.
They're going to fight back, aren't they?
It does seem to be, Allah. Yes.
We got a giant fire walking one. Recover more devices from defeating arks anywhere around the Enclave.
A deadly flood of raw magic is just what we need.
Like little arcs or big arcs? Because it's just around the Enclave, so that means the entire world from what I can see. Because we have 2 arcs that we can fight. And Stricken Earth one's pretty easy to get through. So I'm wondering... I might actually have to cut out a section and create a boss video for the Ark of the Living Flame while I'm doing this. So that's probably what we'll end up actually doing here. Since we only have 2 we can fight, and then I haven't fought the Ark of the Living Flame yet, so let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Then after I fight this guy, I will probably just kill 2 more if that's what I have to do, or if the little guys are just the ones I need to kill. Hey, it's sunny now, yay. Yeah, so let's see if just killing these guys is enough, actually. No, so let's go hunt down the big fella. Okay, so it looks like I do have to go fight the big one, so let's head up there and fight the big one real quick. And we'll be back when I go run into him. Okay, so I killed a shield guy right here, and it gave me a Ark device that we've been looking for. So I'm wondering if it's just random drops. You just have to keep fighting people until they drop. I blocked when it flashed, game. Okay, so it does seem like you just have to kill the random people all around, the robotic ones. And eventually they'll drop what you need for this quest. So I should have actually probably did this quest first before I went on to do the other quest, since this one was probably taking quite a while. Where you going, sir? Oh, he lost his shield. Interesting. I need to run away and get some health before I get shot in the back.
I've got you.
What? Who shot me and from where? Okay. I don't know where I got shot from. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hunt down the other two. It seems like they just drop randomly from the little guys that you have to kill, and then we'll be back once I've collected all 5 of them. So this video doesn't end up being 3 hours long of me just hunting down these creatures to kill. I kind of wanted to just get one to pop while I was recording, because it kind of sucks that one didn't. Second archer, I gotta deal with him first. I hate that when you die and respawn, you don't get your health back at all. No. Yeah, now they're not dropping them because, you know, I'm recording. I bet the moment I kill something that I'm not recording, it'll drop one, but alright. Okay, so we're back, and after about 30 minutes of just non-stop killing enemies, I got my last Arkon device.
Bryn, Sev and I have been digging into the devices you recovered, and we've developed a working theory.
We'll test it against the ones you found in the field.
Alright, time to return back to base. Yeah, I would suggest, if you guys haven't already, just start the Sabotage quest and do the other quest while you get the materials. Because that was a pain. I don't know where the peaceful ones would be shut down at.
What have we found?
That I am a very great fool.
He is not a fool.
I am. Hours trying to unravel the complex enchantments in each of these devices. And Sev here, Paragon of Clarity, points out a single point of commonality so mundane I had ignored it.
I had a bad feeling about this. Ask him to get to the point. He's taking this a bit far. Tease him a little. I'm just glad we are making progress. Ask what they found. I will tease him a little.
I'm sorry to have to let you in on the secret, Dom, but it's time you learned the truth about the Cabal.
The what?
It's true. People like Sev and I are here on a secret mission to keep you, and specifically you, humble.
It won't work. Many have tried, but enchanting requires the ego to insist the universe bend to our will. What our keen-eyed friend spotted was a singular mark etched into each device.
A maker's sigil. We used them in Tarza to lay claim to a craft work. They're certified to each maker. And I've always heard we borrowed that practice from the Enclave.
Meaning this mark could be registered in public records.
The Spire is a logical next stop. Nothing comforts the rich and powerful like bureaucracy.
That's where I'll start looking then.
Alright, search the record. It's in the Spire and Upper Durant on for the owner of the Maker Seal. The Spire is a place I have yet to go. Okay. So let's head on up to the Spire. I'll have a boss video for you later, sir. Uh-huh. The left here seems to be the best way to get up there. Oh, please tell me I can get up there with the stamina I have. He destroyed that? Ah, oh, you bastard. Why y'all just gotta be the worst? Just trying to go somewhere. How about I just don't deal with you guys? How about that as a plan? Yeah, this is Spire, so I'm guessing it's in here.
Building. Wonder what's inside.
Oh, it's got ice though, so good thing we got our nice Drake Breath ability. Is there a fireball around here, just in case anyone doesn't have the Drake Ball ability? Everyone gets the Weaver Grass. I'm guessing these lanterns can be used to light stuff on fire. Yeah, so you just throw lanterns at it. How many times do I have to tell you guys? Get off my map. I don't want to deal with you. Now I need to get rid of fire.
I'd always heard the Enclave liked to keep extensive records. It's a lawkeeper's dream. Let's see if we can find a registry of Maker's sigils.
Yeah, I know how to parry. When I see a little sparkle, I kill.
This looks like some kind of evacuation plan. Old. Probably from before the surge. Were they consulting it?
Because I want to deal with you later. Really? You too, sir. Go away. I think they intended to use the gravity grab to just get rid of your problems. But I'm going to get rid of my problems that way. No formula, these except the concoct political success. Oh, that was a collectible. I know it's a lot of resources I'm getting rid of, but, you know. What? They can jump like that? I didn't know they could jump like that. I got lucky with that one. I could not see the sparkle at all.
assets listed. Looks like a tabulation of supply levels. Coordination for the runners and haulers. They remained in the city for years after the surge, according to these dates. Wonder why they left. Just some birth records. Surprisingly detailed.
Invaluable. We'll have to make sure Lane adds them to our archive later.
Oh, it's above us. Oh, is that a piece of armor? Kinetic two-hander. Sweet, that's the second two-hander I got. I haven't built one of those yet. I need to actually do that.
Here we go. Sigils. Ah, found it. Our creator is listed here as Lucia de Crassus. 2 registered workshops, both council approved for dangerous materials. She must have had some pull before the surge. One is here in the city, and the other, let's see. I've been there. That frozen town out in Dredger's Mire. Better wear something warm.
I think it's important we run this one down, Bryn. The water clock is dripping.
What?
A lot of damage this high up.
I thought the chest, sir. I thought I was gonna get ambushed there for a sec. So we need to travel to Lower Devron, and then we need to go to Poldervale. And okay, so that's where we shall be heading.
Back in the Spire. Let's see if we can find a registry of Maker's sigils.
I already did that part. We'll go to Lower Devron first, and then we'll go to the Dogmire later. After that. Ooh, it's hot here. So, Weaver's Rest is up north. I like how even when the map is hot, those little icebergs will still keep the ice areas icy. I do like this little zone just because it's you just run along the rooftops most of the time. We got Collectible A Plea. Repent, the return of the Temple of the Fist of Flames post haste. Oh, ain't you a big lava rock? Oh, that's one of the hives. Looks like that's the house I want.
Weaver's Rest. Said to be a common place for weavers in Lowtown to gather.
Okay, stamina regenerate. So that we can get out of hell. Okay, there is a back door.
The record said this place was registered to our Enchantress of Interest, Lucia. It sure doesn't look like a saboteur or smuggler's den. On the workings of Arkons by L. de Crassus. Seems promising. Dom?
Certainly topical. Probably not enough to go on by itself, though. Still significant.
Alright, now to Poldervale. Dredger's Spire. Poldervale, yeah, that's actually up north. We were actually there before, that's right. I hate you, invisible guys. Especially when there's more than one of you. What am I doing? Cold potion.
That aerolith can influence the weather. Almost certainly why things are frozen over.
Malfunctioning, then.
Indisputably. The ice buildup must be causing a cyclical localized reaction.
Sure. I'll take care of it.
Good idea. Swampy environs and intense cold is bad even for Enclave parchment. Best to lower the risk.
I think you can actually just knife these or shoot them down with an arrow. I don't think you actually have to light them on fire to do this. As long as you got that ice potion, which they're pretty easy to get. Or if you're strong enough to just, you know, throw them. That's a cool little texture change.
Already warming up. Hope I didn't damage the priceless artifact too much.
Can't make an omelet, as they say.
We got a collectible here. Pinned letter. Hastily posted with recovered arbalist bolts. Strangely, a bill of trade with a weaver band. Now that that's done, we need to retrieve the notes wherever they're at. Okay, that destroys the entire house, apparently. Of course, you guys are still around. Oh, there it is. I was right next to it. It just didn't pop for some reason.
A lot of notes here. Water damage from the cold and melt, though. Let's see. Materials. Oh, that's how you visualize a pattern. Lots of marginal notes. These have to be from Lucia. Ah, she mentions a flood in the later passages.
Sev and I will look at these together with her book then. See what we can learn in context. As Aurea says, the candle is burning on our flood.
Time to go back. All right, quest change to proof of conspiracy. I didn't even realize that until just now.
Any luck with the materials we gathered from Lucia's workshops?
Yes. I'll let Sev fill you in.
We started with the book, which was painfully dry and highly theoretical.
Unsurprising. The Enclave was notoriously tight-lipped about the construction of the arks.
The book was still useful, as it contained a number of craft-specific terms, shorthands and annotations, all critical. Referencing the book clarified the notes.
Without it, they bordered on deranged rant, especially at the end.
Sort of a window into her thinking.
We suspect Lucia spent a long time in isolation while working on these.
She covered many topics, but the most prominent was her work into the flood.
Those are work tied back to the devices that were disrupting the arks.
How do those devices I found with her mark on them tie into all of this?
In her final notes, her obsession shifted from the Enclave's leadership to the miasma flood. She was determined to find a way to stop it. On one hand, she looked to the aeroliths as a mitigation. Could they repel the miasma?
In the end, her answer was no. And so she turned to disruption. We think the arks were tests. Could she shut them down?
And if so, could she shut down something larger?
She was clearly successful at least once. Maybe twice if we count the one outside the Veil.
Indeed, and when we're doing more general questions, that is what we must talk about.
Her workshop was frozen over. Ask if they learned anything about the cause.
Her workshop was a little brisk, even for my tastes. Any idea why?
She was fascinated with Enclave technology, specifically the dismantling, disruption, and repurposing of it.
She was experimenting with aeroliths. The massive enchanted stones that control the Enclave's weather. When the effect is accidentally concentrated, it can be quite intense. We suspect she was experimenting with the aerolith in relation to the floods. She predicted their start.
Having a remote workshop doesn't seem normal. As far
We
as
know the
location.
Hearthsiders spent years working in Denevron after the Surge. Why do we think Lucia ended up so far from the capital?
It's evident she disagreed with the leaders of the Enclave and gathered others around her who agreed. There's talk of several meetings taking place in the Mire. most likely to be away from prying eyes.
Called her group the Verdant Minds. Very planty.
I like it. It's poetic.
Lucia doesn't seem the most reliable source. That's what we know.
Who exactly was Lucia? It seems like she had a lot going on.
Brilliant, but disturbed. She harbored a severe hatred of Enclave leadership, bordering on obsession.
Reams of fiercely colorful text, just to say some very rude things. Especially about the Eye, their leader.
She was also, at one point, one of the most respected enchanters in the Enclave. She worked on something she refused to name, but was clearly of deep significance to the Enclave itself. Called it the source of all our problems.
Sadly, she only danced around that subject, and never offered details.
That's all the context I need. Talk about the flood.
All intriguing information. But we should focus on the flood. Does she have an answer for us?
Partially. This is the design.
Her research led her to one conclusion. To stop the floods, she needed to disrupt a barrier of some sort. The frustrating thing is that she never explains what barrier or where it could be found.
She assumed, unfortunately, that anyone else reading it would know what she was talking about.
Her design is detailed and specific. The device it would create inverts the flow of magic in enchanted objects, disrupting them for a time.
We think the devices we found on the Arks were prototypes, small experiments to determine efficacy and duration.
So what's the catch? If the floods are still happening, clearly she didn't build one.
Lucia's thimble, as she calls it, requires some highly specialized components. It has to withstand considerable magical flow, far more than what's produced by an ark.
It's like how mass scales exponentially. Just because you can build a scale model of an aqueduct doesn't mean the real thing can support its own weight.
Thankfully, that supply cache you found has the necessary materials to handle that kind of magical flow.
Solar can pick up where Lucia left off then.
Exactly. The other thing we'll need is a source of magical flame. Solar's mantle won't be enough by itself.
I can handle that part easily. Okay, so we have clear next steps. Just one more thing. What happened to Lucia?
The flood. Our best guess, at any rate. There's no sign of her.
Asylums. So we completed Proof of Conspiracy.
My
and we
siblings and I
completed
had
the,
to get to bed on time, or he would come for us.
the first quest. And now we have our third one for Asylum for the Lost City. And then that should be it for the Lost City one. Then we'll get on to whatever the next main quest line is. But that'll be it for this one. I would suggest doing this one first before any of the other two, since you just have to kill the Ark dudes until they drop enough of the things for you. It gives you 2, so you gotta find 3 more. Like I said, I just went around for half an hour killing things. I'll probably leave a comment in the video I had before this one for supply run to do this one first to like make it easier, or to at least start it so you can work on this one and other ones at the same time. But that'll be it for this one. We got one more quest, like I said, for the Lost City one, and then we'll be on to our next main quest line.
Help me replace some of the
I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, later, everybody.
Hey, with supplies, I can set your wing properly now.